First thing I want to do is that structure discovery. I want to see if he'll just go on there on his own. Very similar to how I train place or walking. So essentially, I just want him finding food on this thing. First piece. I'm not overly concerned with markers at this point, but I want him to understand at this point he can get on and off. And he's progressing very nicely. You can see he doesn't really have the fear of the machine like that. A lot of dogs are very skeptical of it. So I mean, he's just like, okay, I'll go on and off it. So let's do this a couple more times. Now, just for video purposes, I'm going to say that Miles is already familiar with leash pressure, the concept of that. He understands luring. He gets the game of structure discovery. So, you know, those are some things that he already kind of has built in that are kind of advantageous for him. Okay, so that part's really easy. I would encourage you to do that just throughout the course of the week. Just lure him on there. So I'm going to go with a little leash pressure on here. You can see just he responds that no problem. So leash pressure leads the food. The food is always going to be in front, by the way. Even when this thing starts moving, I really use my lure to keep paying him in front because he will try to dodge out potentially to either side. And paying him forward is a really big concept here. Let's go one more leash pressure on there. We'll do one more without it on, and then we'll go ahead and turn it on. Now, if you were a more shy, fearful, nervous dog about this, and this is the first time trying this, so he's just nice and confident. He's not concerned about it. So this is pretty easy. I'm doing a lot more time with the food reps, a lot more time with the pressure reps before I turn this on. But he's doing fantastic. So. Okay, so break. I'm gonna get him off there. You could develop a cue if you would like to. Send him there so you could say, you know, you could even just call it what it is. You could say treadmill, you could say walk, I mean, whatever you want to say. You can build that up. So now that we got him on here, let's turn it on nice and slow. Block.
Put your foot up there. Oh, his foot's out. There it goes.
Fight through some of this flight to start out with.
He keeps falling from the back.
He's fine. He's going to learn to keep going forward.
Okay. Good boy, Miles.
Good job. So when he starts going back, I'm doing a little leash pressure forward. There we go.
There you go, baby boy. Walk, walk. Walk. You want to speed it up a little?
Do it a
No?
little bit. Like go to like 1 mile an hour. He's on a half, so he's just doing a little trot here.
Just curious if he'll keep up. There you
He
go.
sometimes help.
Very good, Miles. Look at you go. Look at him. He's on the treadmill.
He's like this.
I'm gonna do a little bit of drop of a body block here, because I think he thinks he could try to escape this way, so I'm just making myself a little bit wider. Now I'm keeping the leash close to being taut. It is actually slack, though it kind of looks taut. But every time he tries to pull his head this way, he's blocking and he gets a little leash pressure. Let's go ahead and pause with them. This part's looking good. And then if you, yeah, we'll pause it. And then if you do have plywood, we'll add the plywood to the sides. And that'll kind of help make our job easier. Boy.
That was a good boy, Miles.
It's like after a while he didn't care too much about
No.
food. He's like, oh my god, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Well,
what am I doing?
it's one of those things where it's like food is kind of different form of currency to dogs than money is to people. So if you're asking a person to do something they're not so sure of, but you go, I'll give you $1 million, most people will do it. Whether it's bungee jumping, skydiving. I mean, I would be completely paranoid. If someone said, I'll give you $1 million to skydive, I'd probably just take a bunch of Valium and just pass out midair. Like, you know, but we can rationalize like that, right? So a dog, at a certain point, we go, okay, I'll give you food. It's like the positive only model to get on there. Oh, here's some food, here's some food, here's some food. Well, food at a certain point does not overcome fear, right? It's not like they can equate it to dollars and they can see, oh, you know, down the line, this will be great. This will support me and my family for generations. Not like that. It's in the moment. And if your currency for the dog, in this case food, is really the only one that makes a lot of sense here, is lower than their, if their value of the currency is lower than their fear of getting on there, right? So they're more afraid of getting on there than they want the food, you're gonna have a training error. So that's where the pressure comes into play, whether it's spatial pressure or whether it's a little leash pressure. You have to do those things because otherwise he's just gonna dip out, you know? And you'd be training this forever just to try to get him on there for a little bit. So, and also, you know, the thing about the treadmill that's different than the skydiving, there's really no risk. We're gonna make sure that he doesn't get hurt on this thing. Nothing bad is really gonna happen. The ground's moving a little bit, yeah, it's weird, right? But when you add the pressure there, what's gonna happen in this scenario, he's gonna realize, oh, I go on there, I like moving forward. He's eventually gonna like it. So even though you can get him on there in a way that he might not like, it's like the overall greater good because he can get exercise in the winter. We don't wanna go outside.
Right.
You know, so that's kind of why I just push dogs through it a little bit. He'll gain confidence through it. You can see he's right back on the thing.
Yeah, he is.
You know?
He likes it, actually, it looks
Yeah.
like.
No, like with the food reps, you know, you always kind of want to start that way. If it was a softer dog, I would take a little bit more time doing it. He did get a little more freaked out than I thought he would when it started moving, and I think it's just because it started moving a little faster than we wanted to right off the bat. But outside of that, he just kind of has to experience it, learn that it's not going to
Hurt him.
cause him any harm,
Yeah.
and you know, keep going with it. And that's pretty much it. He'll build confidence every time.
He did.
Yep. And every time he's about to fall back, exactly, leash goes forward.
No, no.
Now see how I'm blocking a little bit with my knee here so he can't dip out.
Good boy, Miles.
So our phrase distracts him. We'll just talk to him.
You're a good boy, Miles. There you go, heads up. You're doing so good, Bubba.
Go ahead. Right here. So let's keep the session short, build his confidence.
Good
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, boy.
That's a good boy.
Never thought I'd get him on a truck.
Let's see, if you do have like kind of scrap plywood, we could put it up towards the side, so our job would be a little bit